This video is created in partnership with Bob's Red Mill. What's up, guys? Chef Billy Parisi here. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I am beyond excited because today we're going to make a homemade fresh blueberry pie recipe. The first thing we're going to do is make our crust, and I'm going to be using Bob's Red Mill all-purpose organic flour. This is a wonderful flour. It's got high enough protein to make those artisan breads, and it's delicate enough to make a beautiful cake, and of course a pie crust just like this. We use it for everything, and it's a staple in our house. So once you've added the flour to the food processor, we're next going to add in some ice-cold unsalted butter, followed up by a very tad bit of sugar. We don't want this crust to be sweet, but we do want a little bit in there. Next, we're going to season it with some sea salt. It's going to really add some wonderful flavor to this. What we want to do at this point is just process it on high speed, or you can absolutely pulse it. You want to wait until the butter is very small. I like to say as soon as it gets to about the size of rice, and you can kind of see that in here, or a little bit smaller, you see it starts to get a little bit of texture in there, we're good to go. So what we're going to do is put the top back on, and we're going to slowly drizzle in some ice cold water until the dough becomes a little stickier. We don't want it wet, but you'll notice that it will start to come together. And once it's at this point, we want to stop it. We don't want to overwork the dough, so be sure to pay close attention to when it gets to this point. We're simply going to set it to the side, and then with a clean surface or a cutting board, go ahead and simply dust it with some of the Bob's Red Mill flour. We're going to scoop out that beautiful looking dough out onto the flour. And what I do here is maybe sometimes sprinkle a little bit more flour in there if it's really wet. If it's perfect, then it's good to go. I make one ball together, sort of just push it together, don't work it, and using a bench knife, cut it in half, because this first half, what we're going to do is used as the bottom part to our pie crust. So go ahead and roll it out using a French rolling pin. Does not have the little handles on the side. I like this because you can sort of feel everything. And a little secret tip is roll it up over the pin, and that's just so you can move it and transport it easily. And I'm just going to put it right on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper. I'm going to add another piece of parchment paper and go back over to that second dough piece that we used, sprinkle it with a little bit of flour, and do the exact same thing. You want to do it till it's about an 8-inch thick, and it can definitely cover a 9-inch pie pan. So add it to a refrigerator and let it cool, and in this time it's perfect so we can make our filling. So add some fresh blueberries to a large bowl, followed up by squeezing in some fresh lemon juice. This is going to be perfect to add some nice tart flavor there, and because we need a little liquid to help thicken it up, because we'll add some flour in a few seconds. Next, we're going to hit it with some cinnamon. I just like the flavor that this adds. It's just a little unique flavor, a little twist to add in there. It's delicious. Next, hit it with a ton of sugar because we're going to need some sweetness out of these blueberries, especially if they're a little tart. Add in some more Bob's Red Mill flour. What this is going to do is help thicken it up, make like a mini slurry almost with the liquid once it bakes. So once it's completely coated, use a rubber spatula. Be gentle, fold it all in. Next, pull out our 9-inch pie pan. What we're going to do is add that first piece of chilled dough to the bottom and form it. Use your hands to form it completely to the pie pan. Be gentle with it. You don't want to tear the dough, just want to really mold it to it. And then use a small paring knife and cut so you're a little bit over the edge of the pie pan. Doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not going to be. Pies are never perfect, just so you know. Those outside crusts never look the same. Go ahead and pour in those tossed blueberries. Fill it up. There's about 6 cups in there, so it's going to be heaping. It's going to be over the top. That's what you want because they're going to cook down. And put that second dough sheet that we rolled out right over the top. And just press it down. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to cut right along that same edge as we did with the first pie dough that we rolled out, and simply just cut it off. And at this point, you can press it down using a fork, or you can sort of make those crinkle edges. I'm going to do that. Hopefully it'll stay put. Sometimes they can fall in the oven, but what we want to do is just use our fingers to make that. And now with some unsalted butter, brush the top and completely get everything, including the little cracks and crevices. This is going to help brown the crust and make it absolutely gorgeous. which of course is what we want. We're next going to sprinkle on some turbinado sugar. It's just a little bit bigger than a normal granulated sugar, and it just looks really pretty. No other reason for using it. And next, what we want to do is cut 4 slits in the top. This is obviously a classic look, but it also helps release some of the air in the pie while it's cooking, which is good. We don't want to completely steam it. We want some of that air to release and keep the fluffiness in there. So add it onto a sheet tray, and we're simply going to bake it at 375 degrees, fan on, so convection. It's going to take in between 35 and 40 minutes for that crust to be nice and browned and firm. Now's the hard part. Let it rest until it is completely cool. Like I said, no pie looks absolutely beautiful. It's never going to be perfect. Dough changes in the oven, but you can see that it's still gorgeous and still got great color. And the flavor of this is magnificent. I served it up with some ice cream and fresh whipped cream, a little bit of mint for garnish, but it's wonderful. It's easy to make, comes together literally in under an hour and a half. So you should definitely make it this spring and summer now that blueberries are in season. Thanks, guys, so much for checking out the video. Please go to billyparisi.com to see more great recipes and ideas.